just want to, I'm going to talk about today is healing circles. And kind of give you information about healing circles and how to operate one and how to work with one in your own personal life. Because we all think about healing circles as being this circle of a group of individuals healing with you. But if you have your own personal healing circle, and I'll tell you how to do that, to work on just you. I know some of you go home, you tell people you come out to a spiritualist church and you're going to be healing and doing all this stuff, and they're going to look at you and go, ooh. So most of you are probably going to go home and do it on your own. You're not going to invite the neighborhood in to do the healing circle with you. So you're going to do it on your own. But you're going to kind of start the vibration for you, and what works for you, what fits the vibration for you is a prayer or a connection. For a personal healing circle, I know you can't form a circle with just one person. But what I do is I put chairs in front of me to make a circle. And in each one of the chairs, I place a crystal. Whatever one I think should fit there. And then I sit at the head of the circle and I do my meditation and my prayer. And the crystals will pick up the energy and move it through the circle, bringing the energy towards you. And that works really well because if you're by yourself, you don't have to have a bunch of people come in. But if you do have people come in, then everybody gets a chance to say what they need in the circle. Everybody has a chance to say what they need as far as their healing and for others that are associated with them. So, but when we do healing, it's mostly this whole connection of working on you. There's a whole thing when I learned Reiki healing, of self-healing, where to place your hands, where to place the energy, what to do with your hands as you do self-healing. There's a whole program with that with Reiki, where to place your hands. That will work with any kind of religion, any kind of healing, any kind of thing that you're going to be doing, is you just a thing to place your hands, using whatever healing you want, whether it's tonic, whether it's spiritualist healing, whether it's Reiki, whether it's whatever healing radiates to you as your own personal being. We're kind of told in our lives that we need to say, oh my God, you need to do this. Walk over here and look at this. Well, we might not want to walk over there and look at that. Might not want that. Might not need that. I have a friend of mine now. I'm not going to mention names of a friend of mine. But he's over licking toads over in Mexico. And going himself out of body. And he said, that's how I heal myself. Well, I'm not licking toads. I'm not going anywhere to do that. So, it's not where I'm going. But that works for him. It's worked for his vibration. What he feels is what he needs. And we have to be open for the healing. We have to be allowing ourselves to accept it. There's a joke that I have to tell you guys. This guy walks into this restaurant and he looks at the waitress and said, is that Jesus over there? Well, didn't even drink. So another guy comes in, he's got a bad back, and he goes, that's got to be Jesus. Didn't even drink. And finally the last guy comes in, that's got to be God's son, give him a drink. So when Jesus gets ready to leave, walks up to the first guy, heals him. Guy starts moving, he's all healed. Second guy, he straightens his back, heals him. He starts heading for the third guy. He said, you better stay away from me, I'm on disability. So, they clear me. And we have people that will do that. I have a brother that will run from me if I even get next to him and try to heal him. Because he's on disability. He's getting a check. Leave me alone. So we have to be able to accept the healing. Accept the balance within our lives. So that's what we have to do. We have to be able to accept the healer can work. The healer can do all this stuff. You can sit in your own personal healing circle. But if you can't accept the healing, then the healing is not going to appear. You can have miraculous healing, but it might not last long. It's how you accept it, how you propel it within your being. And it's how you put it there. If you're putting health in your vibration for somebody else, because you need to be healthy for them, they might not want you healthy. So then you're asking for something out in the ethers that's not going to come back to you. You first have to be able to accept the healing within your being. That works really well, because we all have power, we all have energy, we all have power. We have that energy from the infinite source, great I am. We have that power within our being to allow that to charge our lives. Sure, we have health conditions that we've decided we need to go through in this lifetime. But it doesn't mean we have to hit the wall at full force. We might have the health concern, but we can skirt around it, move through it, not lay down and go, that's it, I'm done, I'm home. We have to be able to know that we can move past it. Because if we don't, then we allow ourselves to hit it full force. And then we blame God, because now God is does that you're in trouble. Guides do not jump off the cliff after you. You can run off the cliff and jump, but they are not. You can play Thelma and Louise off the cliff, but your guides are not going to go off after you. They will sit and wait for you to climb out. But it's how bad you're going to be once you climb out of that situation. Ask for perfect health, the reason why not. I tell people when I do readings, I tell them, just quietly in your head, when you get moments, at least once a week, just state your guides. Is there something I've missed? Something I should be doing? Something I personally should be putting in motion at this moment? Could you please show me? So if we've missed something, we've lost something, we haven't seen it, we're too busy. Our mind's too cluttered, we haven't seen it. Guides will be very extremely repetitious with you to try to show you. If you need something for your house, if you haven't received it or put it in your vibration, ask your guides. They'll hit you with it repetitiously. Somebody can say, oh my God, I started taking B12. You go, B12? Turn on TV set, there's B12 again. You pick up a book, B12. You keep saying B12. So there's a reason why you've seen that, why your guides are propelling that within your being, why they're doing that. Because they will, sometimes, spiritualism is like finding Waldo. The guides don't come up and just hit you with it. So most of the time, we've got to hunt. We've got to go on a scavenger hunt. Let's go find it. It doesn't just happen. Every once in a while, they just surprise me, and they'll come and they'll give it to you. But most of the time, it's like the scavenger hunt to move through the situation. So be watchful of what's going on in your life. When you're sitting in circle by yourself and you're charging everything around you, what are you envisioning? What are you envisioning in the vibration? When I was sitting here, when we were doing healing this morning, I was in meditation. All I could see were these very large smoking quartz all around me. That's what I saw. So there's a reason why I saw that, a reason why Spirit decided that I should see that. Now, if I see it again, and I see it again, I should look at that. There's a property with that vibration. The same thing when you put the chairs out in front of you or put a circle, you can put them on the floor in front of you. The chairs will make a circle. But the crystal or the stone that you place out in front of you should have some kind of connection to you. It should fit you. It should fit the vibration for you. Because all stones have a certain property, a certain energy that radiates with them. I love it when people have like every pocket, every part of their purse, they've got earrings, they've got stuff hanging all over them. They got every stone in the world hanging from their body. Then they're telling me, I don't feel too well. Well, you're either exhausted carrying all that, or all those stones don't quite mix together. Stones are meant to uplift you, to bring you down and grab you, to encourage you, enlighten you, and bless you. So which stone do you want? Which stone are you going to propel within your being? That's what you have to ask yourself. Tell me, when you grab a stone, does it feel right to you? Does it connect to you? Does it have that connection to your being? So when you're doing this, or whatever you're placing out in front of you, make sure you're comfortable in it, make sure it's with your energy. Make sure it fits the vibration. That's the same thing when you're going for healing, or you're doing a healing, or you're doing something. It should fit the vibration. If you walked in here and you didn't feel right sitting or doing something, you wouldn't sit here. You wouldn't put yourself in this situation. Your guides will put up caution tape, they'll put up all this tape and all this stuff around you, try to stop you from moving forward. Stop you. If you keep moving, you eventually will break through the tape and move into the situation where your guides didn't want you in the first place. So it's by consciously just listening. And most of the time, even me, I'm stubborn. I am stubborn. I sit there and I kick my heels up and I do a little tantrum with them, but I'm a little stubborn every once in a while. And then they'll stop me anyway. See, I said, guides will either drag you or drive you. One or the other. So you have to realize that they're only there trying to help you, but they can't control you. Trying to help, but not control. Guides are not there. They don't control your whole vibration. They don't control everything that's going on in your life. They put pieces in your vibration and give you the opportunity to choose the direction you personally take. But when you work on this vibration, well, one of the things I found was the opening prayer for a healing circle. Great Spirit, Father God, we humbly come before you to ask that your loving, healing light shine strongly onto our beautiful planet Earth and to hold those who are suffering within your loving arms. We give you thanks and your compassion and protection these difficult times in our lives. We remember that the moments of joy and laughter which uplift our spirits, and thank you for these special blessings. We allow ourselves to say a prayer, write a prayer. You can pull prayers from the internet, do whatever prayer works for you, and then recite that. Remember, don't keep changing everything. If you live in my house, my wife decides that everything should move. Everything. I don't like things moving, because I want the energy to set. So if you move everything all the time, you're always scattering the energy. So if you're going to find a prayer, find one that you recite. That's why we here on Sunday, we recite the healing prayer. We don't keep changing up the healing prayer to all kinds of different healing prayers. We recite the same healing prayer, bringing in the balance of energy every single time we do healing. So in this church, as long as this church has been active, the healing prayer has been said on Sunday morning. So that energy is intertwined within the walls, within the building of this place. So every time you say that prayer, a prayer which works for you, the energy gets stronger and stronger and stronger as you move into your healing vibration. You might not feel it the same day, the same vibration. Boy, it keeps building. Whatever you tell yourself, do it repetitiously. I am healthy. I am awesome. I am wonderful. Whatever you tell yourself, I am, and that vibration. You might not see it today. That energy will build up speed. And as you keep saying it, the words will gain more power. Gain more power within your vibration. That's why over the years, the Declaration of Principles, they've changed a couple times, but they've added some, but they've stayed the same for quite some time. They haven't changed. Same thing with the healing prayer. They haven't changed. So the question here is we do a healing prayer, but most people don't know this. And in Spiritualist churches, we have a healing prayer for the adults. We have a healing prayer for children. The healing prayer is different for children than it is for the adults. At Children Lyceum and at Healing, both prayers were said back in the day when they held church services and the children were with the adults. So not a lot has changed. Not a lot has changed with Spiritualism. But Spiritualism is a conglomerate of all. We don't hold ourselves to one single thing and not look at everything else. You were born in a family tree. It could have root rot, the limbs are falling off of it, or it could be a beautiful tree, I don't know. But you were still born within that tree. So through your lifetime, you learn what your parents thought you should know, whether they were Catholic, Protestant, Baptist, didn't matter. You learn from that. Now you become a spiritualist. That is still there, hiding somewhere in there. There's a Catholic priest wandering around in your interfere, waving things in your vibration. There's a mother over there with a cross, holding it. So something is within you that you still hold dear from your childhood. You learned it. It's part of you. You just don't drop it somewhere and say, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm done. No, it's still there. That's why Spiritualism is a mixture of Methodists, Protestant, Quakers. Because all these different religions intertwine within Spiritualism. Because who came into Spiritualism when it was informed? Everybody. So they brought all their stuff with them. Like a bunch of carpetbaggers. All their stuff came into the room. Then they mixed it and put it all together, and we're Spiritualists now. But Spiritualism is a conglomerate of all the religions, of all the beliefs. We intertwine all of it. So the question is when you're doing your own personal vibration, the one good thing I love about Spiritualism is when we're praying and we're meditating, not all of us are thinking the same thing. We're sending all kinds of different energy into the space, and it comes up here and mixes together and makes a beautiful vibration. So if we all were like this whole thing of just doing the exact same thing, it'd get very boring in this religion. It'd get very boring because we've been doing the same thing. So when you're working in your own space, and you're working on your own healing circle, don't change it so much that you can't, it's always different every time you sit. You can change up the music. You need music to meditate with. Change it to music. But the space should stay the same. You need to clean it every once in a while. But it should stay the same. So when you sit down, every time you sit down, it's all psychometry, people. The energy within the space. The more you sit, the stronger the energy becomes. So pretty soon, that energy becomes extremely strong in that space where you're sitting. Where you're sitting today, somebody sat there before you. They left their energy. Hopefully it was good energy, but they left it in that space that you're sitting. So that space holds its energy. Now you sat in that same space. Now your energy is going to intertwine with the other energy. And it just keeps building within the vibration. So when you are doing this work, when you're doing this vibration, it's kind of setting, it's quiet for a moment. Quiet yourself. People have a hard time quieting yourself. We tell people, turn off your phones, turn this off, turn that off, turn this off. We don't get time to get quiet. Just take a moment, quiet your mind, clear your mind, sit quiet, and ask yourself internally, What do I need? What do I personally need? Then allow yourself to envision that. What is your first vision, your first thought, first impression? When I first got out to Casadega, I had a lot of teachers, but when she came back from Washington State with Don and Davis, and she would look at me and go, first thought, first impression, first thought, first impression. With first thought. When you close your eyes and you ask a question, you don't ask 25 times and try to get the answer. What was your first thought after you asked the question? Your first thought. Go with that. Don't keep asking, because you'll get your mind into it and get it all twisted. Ask. But keep telling yourself, I am healthy, I am healthy, I am healthy, I am healthy. Keep telling yourself that mentally. I don't care if you go to sleep saying it in your mind, go, I am healthy. Do your affirmations. Do your prayers. Have your moment with your spirit. Have a moment with your spirit. Your higher self is connected to the spirit world. Have your moment with yourself. You're connected to all that is. I'm saying, oh, I gotta have a guide. My guide Joseph's coming. He's not here today, so I can't speak to God. No. Speak to your higher self. Speak to yourself, your higher spirit. You are in control of everything. You are a conglomerate of every vibration that you have ever thought or ever been. It is intertwined within your cells of your body. So if you meditate and you work with you, you can open that cell memory. And all of a sudden you have an idea. You've always had the idea. It just happens that you got it today. You have an idea. It works in vibration. So talk to yourself. Don't do it out in public. They might think you're crazy. But talk to yourself. Have a conversation with your being. Sometimes you just have to have a board meeting with your guides and your helpers, because they're acting crazy. They've done stuff that you don't quite like. Have a meeting with yourself. If there's something I need to learn from this situation that I have not learned yet, have a conversation. You might not see what the purpose is that's going on in your life, but most of us get older. We look back at our lives and go, oh, I don't know why that happened. We know why it happened. But when we're going through it, we have no idea why God's doing this to us. Why is this happening to me? Because what is the life lesson, the life encouragement, the life vibration that you're going through right now has to deal with a family member or somebody very close to you, or somebody that you're personally going to meet on the path just in front of you. You're there just to help and just to help. All of us should get t-shirts and just say, on the front of the t-shirts it should just say, I was only trying to help. Only just trying to help. That's all I'm trying to do. Because I have to skirt past people to get myself to where I need to be. You have to remember that you're on a journey to a destination. Your journey is your free will and choice. Along that journey, you are going to meet people. They might mix with you. They might not mix with you. You might want to be the warden of the sanitarium for most of your life. But you still have chosen that path. But as you near the path, look and see where it is taking you. Go left, go right, go straight towards it. But pick. Spirit doesn't force you to just run into the wall. And when I end this, I tell people, we all in our lives have a screen door. Remember that. too many people on this earth plane are at the door trying to push it open. If you just take a moment and speak to yourself and step back for just a moment, you might see that the door says pull. Never said push. So stop pushing at things. If the Spirit wants you there, they will move heaven and earth. If they don't want you there, they will wrap you up in cellophane and police tape and try to drag you away from it. Now you can break out, or you can just listen and go with the flow. And I want to thank you.